Let's get right into it. Today's explainer takes us directly to the absolute bleeding edge of the front lines for a highly granular, tactical look at one of the most intense operations in all of modern warfare. We're going to break down, step by step, exactly how a joint team of mercenaries and Ukrainian forces executes a silent raid to clear and hold a Russian trench bunker. We'll be using actual mission details to map out the exact anatomy of this raid.
And that brings us to the core question, right? How do infantry actually clear a heavily defended trench bunker? You know, in an era where we constantly hear about long-range artillery and high-tech aerial warfare, it's easy to forget that at the end of the day, ground still has to be taken by infantry. It's close quarters, it's incredibly dangerous, and it requires absolute zero margin for error precision. So let's look at the real-world operation of this joint force pushing into a Russian position dug deep into a tree line.
First, let's look at the macro view here. The raid kicks off at 8:30 in the morning with a silent approach, right after the guys are dropped off by an armored vehicle. Now, by 9:30 a.m., literally just 1 hour later, the position is officially secured. 1 hour. But that is 1 hour of extreme, concentrated violence and tension. After that, they end up holding that trench for roughly 48 hours, just weathering counterattacks and drone strikes before their final evacuation. So the initial breach, super fast. But the hold? That's a grueling test of endurance. Let's break down exactly how they pulled this off.
Starting with Phase 1, the silent tactical approach.
So drone operators have already relayed the exact coordinates of the enemy position. But as you can imagine, knowing where the enemy is and actually walking up to them, well, those are two very different things. As the assault team advances toward the tree line, they have to maintain a strict spacing of exactly 3 to 4 meters between every single man. This is a vital tactical protocol. Why? Well, if they're suddenly ambushed or hit by explosives, this specific spacing ensures that a single blast won't take out the entire squad. They're moving with this unnatural stillness, maintaining absolute discipline, because honestly, just one snapped branch or one misplaced footstep could alert the defenders and blow the whole thing.
But they aren't just watching the trees ahead of them. They're constantly scanning for the FPV drone threat. First-person view drones have completely revolutionized how infantry move. The team's eyes are constantly flicking upward. An enemy FPV drone can appear at literally any moment without warning. So staying perfectly silent and practically invisible is absolutely critical. Because if a drone operator spots them, the raid is essentially doomed before a single shot is even fired.
Which brings us to Phase 2, breaching the entrance.
The team successfully navigates that tense approach, and suddenly, boom, there it is. The dug-in trench line and the pitch-black entrance to the bunker shelter. Now they face a massive choice. Tactic A. They absolutely have the firepower to just flatten the entire position. They could blow the bunker entrance, collapse it, be done with it. It's way safer for them. But instead, they choose tactic B. Breach, corner the enemy, and take prisoners. Now you might be wondering why on earth choose the riskier option? Because taking live prisoners is exactly how you extract genuinely valuable tactical intelligence. Capturing that intel is the ultimate prize of an operation like this. It makes the extreme risk of a manual close-quarters breach worth it.
So, they initiate the breaching protocol. Step 1, prep the grenade. Step 2, throw it as far as humanly possible into the entrance. In operations like this, bodies absolutely do not go into a bunker first. Grenades go in first. And then Step 3 is really the psychological goal: shatter the enemy's morale. When that explosive goes off inside a confined, subterranean space, it completely rattles the defenders. They realize they are trapped, cornered, and typically their will to keep fighting just fades fast. So the assaulters throw the grenade, call for surrender, and they wait.
Moving into Phase 3, pushing inside the darkness.
But what happens when the enemy doesn't immediately surrender? Think about this. You have to step from broad daylight into a dark, confined underground tunnel where they are waiting for you. There's a real quote captured during this raid that just perfectly highlights the terror here. One soldier yells, "I need some light in a barrel." A guy pulls the pin on another grenade and works his way in, but the visibility is absolutely zero. You got drifting smoke, thick dust from the explosions, heavy fog. They literally have to attach lights to their weapon barrels just to see inches in front of their faces. And they do this knowing full well that turning on a flashlight essentially paints a massive target on their own chest in the pitch black.
The claustrophobic tension here is just unbelievable, and it's captured by this chilling command given in the dark: prep to run away. As they clear the bunker, soldiers have to step out and cover blind angles. Return fire could erupt from anywhere in that darkness, so the assaulters are explicitly telling each other to be ready to retreat backward instantly.
It's just terrifying, claustrophobic dance of stepping forward, checking a corner, and being ready to just spring backward if muzzle flashes suddenly light up the tunnel.
To break the stalemate in the dark, they rely on sustaining the pressure. They call up more grenades, they deploy tear gas into the deep corners of the bunker, and they advance incredibly slowly, literally one single shot at a time, moving deeper into the room. They are systematically wearing down whatever physical and psychological resistance is left in the dark.
And that leads to Phase 4, securing the captives.
Finally, the pressure works. Through the smoke, a voice calls out from inside the dark, "Stop, stop, back, back." The defenders have finally reached their breaking point. But get this, it takes 30 agonizing minutes of this psychological standoff, of yelling into the dark, before the Russian soldiers inside finally break and begin to surrender. 30 minutes. That is half an hour of holding a weapon perfectly still in the dark, just waiting to see if the person coming out of the shadows has their hands up or if they're clutching a live grenade.
When they do finally come out, the assault team executes a very strict prisoner extraction protocol. The prisoners have to file out one by one. They're ordered to take their shirts completely off, their hands must be raised, and they're told to move calmly. Then, they undergo a rigorous, thorough search of their pockets and bodies. And look, this isn't just some standard bureaucratic procedure. This is pure survival. They have to ensure absolutely no concealed weapons or suicide grenades are brought into their formation. Once that search turns up nothing dangerous, the bunker is finally, officially declared clear.
Which brings us to Phase 5, consolidation and defense.
So the time is now roughly 9:30 a.m. The objective is taken, but capturing the ground, that's really only half the battle. Now they actually have to survive holding it. So to establish dominance, they immediately deploy an AGS-17 automatic grenade launcher right there in their newly captured trench. What used to be active Russian territory is now firmly under Ukrainian control. They coordinate with their friendly drone operators hovering way above, who pass along fresh coordinates, and they just begin raining fire down on new enemy targets. They're literally using the enemy's former position as a staging ground to push the front line even further.
During the downtime between those fire missions, they start scavenging the battlefield. In a harsh environment like this, logistics are an absolute nightmare, so enemy supplies become essential defensive assets. They manage to recover a fully functional enemy rifle. They find a bag and a vest stuffed with useful supplies. They secure hand grenades, which, as the source notes, are highly valuable finds for close quarters defense. Later on, while scouting around, they even stumble upon a whole crate packed with ammunition. Every single item scavenged is an item they don't have to wait for a supply line to deliver. It's a real game changer.
But holding this position comes with a severe psychological toll. At one point, an enemy FPV drone crashes right near their group, but it fails to detonate. Instead of exploding, it just sits there emitting this constant warning beep. It basically serves as the world's most terrifying alarm clock. I mean, just imagine trying to sleep in a dirt tunnel while a piece of high explosives just outside is constantly beeping. It puts everyone on edge, a stark, constant reminder that death is hovering just inches away at all times.
To keep the men in the fight, logistics have adapted to this crazy new era of warfare through aerial resupply. Instead of risking a convoy or personnel to run supplies through heavy artillery fire, heavy-lift UAVs, these really large drones, fly over the position and drop fresh ammunition directly into the captured trench, so their weapons are maintained, their ammo is restocked from the sky, and they are ready for the next fire mission. Eventually, after multiple days of holding the line and executing those fire missions, the order finally comes through to pull out, and they are successfully evacuated.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. We see drones providing pinpoint intel, guiding grenade launchers, and dropping ammo directly into trenches. But as high-tech drone intel and aerial resupply completely reshape the macro battlefield, will the terrifying primitive reality of a soldier having to step into a dark, smoke-filled bunker with a flashlight taped to his barrel ever truly change? Because no matter how advanced the technology gets overhead, the ground is still won and lost in the dirt, face to face in the dark. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. I hope this gave you a clearer, much more granular understanding of the intense realities of modern infantry bunker clearing tactics. Stay curious,